created the game out of hate. They created it out of ignorance. Hearing about the game and the swastikas painted on school walls and etched on playground equipment stirred painful memories. When I was 9, my family moved to a rural Ohio town where my brothers and I were the only Jewish children in our school and where there were no temples. We were the target of anti-Semitic remarks, but never complained. We figured it would further single us out as different. As an adult, I chose to live in a town with many Jews and several synagogues because I did not want to relive the experiences of my childhood. When I became a mother, I wanted to shield my son from the hurt I'd once felt. He should never feel ashamed or scared to identify himself as a Jew, as I had been for years. Many people lined up to speak as meeting organizers sought comments at the forum at my temple. Their willingness to tell their stories helped me move from desolation to optimism. There was little anger that night. Instead, there was talk of hope. A group of town clergy was creating a campaign called Love Your Neighbor to bring different religious groups together. Bedford High School decided to introduce a curriculum about the history of anti-Semitism and of hate toward other minority groups, and the school system started examining more ways to teach elementary students how to respect differences. There hadn't been just one incident at the town's 2 elementary schools, the superintendent told us. Jewish students, while the target in most cases, also eagerly participated in a game of tag called Jews versus Christians. A Christian child threatened to destroy a classmate's country because the girl was Jewish. In a conversation about Hanukkah, Christian children accused Jews of killing Jesus Christ. That night at my temple, memories of the past led me to walk from my seat in the second row to the front of the sanctuary. I stood at the microphone on the carpeted floor below the bima, where the rabbis gave sermons. "These things will stay with you forever," I said, my voice cracking as I referred to remarks I'd heard throughout childhood. Others who spoke proposed fixes, though none of them quick ones. A Christian woman who married a Jew and was raising her children Jewish talked about the need for schools to teach children that they have the power to say something to fellow students who malign another group. A sophomore at Bedford High School remembered how peers in middle school threw pennies at her as a jab at the stereotype about Jews and money. But she did not think the principal's recent talk to students about anti-Semitism had made a difference. Many teens shrugged his words off. Rather, this teen wanted to see her school attempt to teach students about many religions instead of focusing on one. The students at her temple's religious school toured other houses of worship and talked with people of different faiths, including Buddhism and Christianity. She and her Jewish peers realized how little they had known about other faiths and had shed some of their misconceptions. The teens' idea could not have been better, given how the debate about religion's place in the schools has shifted. No longer are we arguing about whether teachers can lead students in the Lord's Prayer and recite Bible verses. The Supreme Court settled that about 50 years ago by ruling that it was wrong for schools to promote one religion over another. Today, many schools are sorting out the best ways to reduce ignorance about religion. Religion became a dividing line for some children in Bedford, a scenario that can and does happen in schools across America. Religious minorities have faced much worse than graffiti and prejudicial remarks, both inside and outside the classrooms. Children have yanked off the turbans of young Sikhs as they waited to board a school bus, and they have taunted Muslim peers on anniversaries of the 9/11 attacks. Sikhs, Muslims, and Hindus live in my community and in nearby towns. So do atheists. All of those groups can easily be targets because their beliefs are rarely understood. Can education soften the divisions? What can schools do? And what are they already doing to ensure the next generation will not